Hello everyone, my name is MoltenMonsters and welcome back to yet another Five Nights at Freddy's movie news video. Today we probably have the most significant news ever for the FNAF movie, which includes new updates to the cast and, for the first time ever, an actual look at the set of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Let's start off with talking about the set. First off, a few weeks ago, a sign-making company announced that they were working on this sign for the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria location in the movie, which really does fit in with the general aesthetic of those 80s pizzeria location signs. Although it does look a little weird in a few ways, like the hands and gloves are kind of wonky, and the fact that Freddy in this sign is like an actual animatronic instead of like just the character like a lot of those restaurants displayed. But other than that, it is very cool, and is definitely reminiscent of those old 80s and 90s pizza places like Chuck E. Cheese, as well as the FNAF 6 location from Security Breach. Especially the logo for the pizza place itself, it looks super legit. And a few days after that, people living near the filming site started to take photos of the actual Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location as it was being built. From that, we got photos like these to start off, showing earlier bare-bones versions of the Five Nights at Freddy's restaurant as it was being constructed. And a while later, the finished pizzeria was showcased with the new sign on it, which looks really cool and definitely does fit the aesthetic of the games, and I think how a lot of people actually imagined the Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria to look in real life. One thing that you will probably notice about these images, if you have a careful eye, is that in the earlier images, the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location looked pretty normal, versus in some of the later ones, it looked a lot more run down, with vines artificially placed all over it, wear and tear on the sign, and a fence covering the door. So from this, it seems like we can infer that part of the movie will take place in the 1980s, where the location was open, and then another part years later after it closed down. Next up, we got to see one of the actual animatronic props at the filming location. To the right of the image, you can see the awning, sign, and brick wall of the fake pizzeria for the movie. To the left, you can see one of the trucks filled with the equipment for filming, and dead center, you can see one of the actual animatronic props in the movie. This one appears to be Golden Freddy. Now, I am really happy that they are using actual life-size props for the movie, instead of just CGIing in all the animatronics, like a lot of horror movies seem to do these days. So I think if they are going the non-CGI route for this movie, and really putting an effort to make sure that the animatronic props are high quality, which they might not be, but we'll get to that in a minute, then I think that the FNAF movie could be really, really cool. Now, one interesting thing I noticed about this prop is that it is very faithful to the games. It looks almost exactly like the original Golden Freddy model from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. For as long as this movie has been in production, one of the main things I was wondering is, would the animatronics in the movie look exactly like the animatronics from the games? Or would Blumhouse take a more stylized approach to the appearance of the Five Nights at Freddy's characters, similar to what we saw in official Five Nights at Freddy's fangame projects like Juniors and FNAF Plus. Overall though, I can't say too much about this prop looks-wise, as the image that we got of it is super low resolution and from pretty far away, but what we can see about it I do think is pretty cool. Alright, on to the cast. Next up, we have one new cast reveal for the FNAF movie. An actor named Christian Stokes is casted to play a character named Hank. Now, I think we can say pretty definitively that this Hank character is actually Henry, because first of all, the name Hank is actually a nickname for Henry, and second, the depiction of the Henry character in the Five Nights at Freddy's character encyclopedia does look very close to Christian Stokes himself, with long red-brown hair and a beard. Almost like the release of this character encyclopedia was gearing up for the reveal of these FNAF movie characters. Now, one more thing I would like to quickly mention before I end off this video is that there have been leaks of possible props for Springtrap's appearance in the movie. Someone who allegedly took a tour of the Jim Henson's Creature Shop posted these images online, who he claims are obviously props of the Springtrap character. And I decided to mention this way at the end of the video because I honestly really doubt that these are real. And I kind of hope that they're not, because in my opinion, these look terrible. They look incredibly tacky, unfinished, unrealistic, unconvincing, just generally pretty bad. If you had sent these to me and told me that they were some ambitious 14-year-old girl's cosplay, I would 100% believe that. Now, as I said, I do really doubt that these are real, but on the off chance they are, this is really disappointing, because nothing about these looks realistic. And if these were to genuinely show up in the movie, I think it would be really disappointing and make the whole movie feel a lot more tacky and less convincing. Because I know how talented Hollywood props departments are and how good they can make stuff look. Most Hollywood props in big budget horror movies look incredible. But yeah, provided that that springtrap leak isn't real, the FNAF movie does, other than that, look very promising. And I'm genuinely excited to continue seeing news for it in the future. But I will make sure to keep you guys updated when there is more news for the FNAF movie. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. And if you did like the video, then make sure to give it a like, and click on that subscribe button and all that other stuff down there that I pretend not to care about but actually do. And make sure to join the Discord server and follow me on Twitter and all that other stuff, And yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on the FNAF movie, and I will see you in the next one.